morning, Nigeria. You can feel the excitement in the air now, can't you? It's definitely a brand new day, and with a strike being called off temporarily, temporarily though, it definitely seems like sunshine after a very, in fact, great short day, or days, a couple of days.
Now, if you were stuck up in that strike and you were not able to do anything, you're like, oh, it's gonna ever be over. Well, it's over, just for a brief little time. But anyways, we are always here to be that color to sparkle your day. Welcome to another beautiful show. It's the Wake Up Nigeria.
Of course, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. So, meaning you're having three amazing ladies right here to brighten up your day and tell you and give you all the gist and all the bits and pieces you need to put together to have a fabulous, fabulous rest of the week.
Are you ready to wrap up? Let's get it started. All right, guys, my name is Emil Kocher.
And I'm Winfrey Agbelishe. Now, do not forget to join us on social media on
TVC Entertainment _. Yeah, you can join us on all our social media platforms at TVC Entertainment _. Remember to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
Yes,
of course, you can also watch us live on YouTube. We are also live on X, guys. Yes, and we are proud about it. Yes, you can also watch us on StarTimes and GOTV. UHF channel 49.
And of course, don't forget to download the app on the Play Store and the iOS to keep us at the tip of your palms or at the palms of your hands everywhere you go.
Right. Let's get right into what we have on the show today. On relationships, which of course is starting off the show, we have an interesting conversation on expectations in relationships. What are your expectations in relationships? Well, we have an expert who will be coming in to, dive into the conversation. And on nutrition, we have Timmy Tokwe Bodude joining us. And, well, we're also going to be discussing another nutrition topic that borders around, well, nutrition and your diet. And we have for a musical performance, Emmanuel Dola Thompson, a.k.a. Prezi. He'll be joining us to just, serenade us, set the tune for the day. Songbird, he'll be joining us. Wow, interesting lineup today.
Yeah, of course. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You went on a quick hiatus.
It was
How did that go?
Oh, yes, it was actually.
It was quick, and I was like, what, 1 week? Oh, 2 weeks. Oh, okay.
For 2 weeks. But it was fun. Spend time with family. It was a good time. It was a good time. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm happy I'm back, but I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy you're back. Okay, you can go back now.
Someone reached out to me yesterday, and I was like, oh, yeah, we got your message on Instagram. Yeah, you did not miss us at all. I'm so sorry. I didn't miss you guys. It's ridiculous. And then coming back, strike, and then the light flickered.
It's
electricity.
It flickered. Oh, flickered. Oh, it's not flickered yet.
It hasn't come yet.
It hasn't come yet. We're still waiting. Well, it's just funny because a lot of people were talking about how quick it was to shut off the grid and how now set it back up and electricity is going to take a few.
Yeah, and then there's
a problem.
Excuses.
Yeah.
But, we are hoping that today and towards the rest of the week, things will stabilize because there's been a meeting with the federal government and the NLC. Which of course prompted the calling of the temporary
calling off of the
strike. And then so we'll see how things unfold. How have you been?
I've been good, not bad at all. You look really rested. This is nice.
Oh yes,
and your hair is really nice.
God.
I actually saw this hair on Pinterest, and I said I was going to do it. But
you know what? To be honest, I pictured you doing this hair because I know like you're into braids. Yeah. But I really wanted to give wigs a rest.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to give braids a rest because your edges will suffer.
No, but I have strong edges, so I'm really not worried about my edges.
Oh, that's good.
But I was like, okay, you know what? I'm giving wigs a rest this week because throughout my trip was just on wigs. And yes, I'm like, I'm giving weeks a rest. I'm just going to let the hair out.
And it's lovely. And the fact that you have full natural hair actually really brings it out. So it's good. It's cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
I rested, though. I rested. I rested.
You need it. You need it.
But it was a good rest.
Nice. Awesome. All right.
Hello and good morning. It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Onyison. Thanks for joining us. The electricity grid has been restored, but getting to full feeder capacity is still slow. Some parts of the country have witnessed gradual restoration of electricity, while others are yet to have power. Senior reporter Habida Lawal reports.
The progress of electricity distribution is currently moving slowly, with the Shiroro substation partly restored to supply power to the Katampe substation. The Transmission Company of Nigeria had announced that the nationwide blackout experienced on Monday was caused by organized labor's planned strike, leading to the shutdown of the national grid. Even though the Nigerian Labour Congress has ended the strike, progress in restoring the grid has been slow. Only Shiroro Hydropower is gradually increasing its output to supply the transmission lines. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
The Nigerian Medical Association is asking state governors to start considering how they will implement the agreed minimum wage, with the expectation that the tripartite committee will agree on a figure. Sarah Ayeku spoke with some doctors.
34 to 35 hours of industrial action by labor unions in Nigeria crippled various sectors of the economy. One sector heavily impacted is the health sector. At the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, we learned that when members of the union came picketing, a patient was undergoing surgery. That surgical procedure was interrupted. For now, TVC cannot confirm the status of the patient.
A 2023 report from the Federal Ministry of Health suggests 6.1 million Nigerians may be unable to access healthcare whenever NLC or TUC calls for an industrial action.
Labour Congress and the TUC, they have legitimate grounds of why they are trying to get government's attention. I think it would have been nice to have exempted the essential services, just like police, just like fire service. Healthcare should be treated in such manner because there is really no substitute to life. If it will happen in future, hopefully not, it will be nice for the labor leaders, the unions, to exempt health sector.
The Nigerian Medical Association had on Monday announced that it will not participate in the nationwide strike by the labor unions since it is not an affiliate of the organized labor.
Salary in terms of doctors is around 150 to 200. Take home. It's very unfortunate. And what will that buy? What will that buy? This is the best time to warn the government, both the federal and the state, especially the states. We don't want a situation in which the federal will agree and state that no, there is some unnecessary agitation again by state. This time around, these 5 days should be used by the federal and by the state government to make sure that all these issues resolve.
With the suspension of the nationwide strike, protests have left the streets to the boardroom. All attention is now on the tripartite committee in Abuja. Sarah Ayeku, TVC News.
And that's all we have time for on the news and sports for this hour right here on Wake Up Nigeria. There is still quite a bit more coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, it's Wednesday and the ladies are in the building once again. It's time for What's Up and About right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And what's up and about this time? There are quite a few stories on social media. I think we're still kind of on the fence as to
which one
we should touch on.
Maybe we should do the husband and wife one.
Well, husband and wife matters, you know.
Friends one?
To each their own, they say. Right? And they always say, don't put mouth in husband and wife matter. Oh. However, he was the one that brought the matter to social media, to us, so to speak. So,
talk about it.
Yeah. A husband on social media put up a video calling out his wife. And one of the lines that struck out was saying, you are a liability to me. Ha! Hey. Okay, first of all, that line just took me aback. It might be maybe the wrong choice of words, to say the very least. But he shows a video of his kitchen sink full of dirty plates, maybe toys and things strewn around the parlor, and his wife making the bed when he just arrived home. Now, it didn't look like it was nighttime. Still looked like it was daytime. It wasn't as if he got home at night. But he proceeds to berate his wife and call her lazy, call her all sorts of names, and talk about the fact that she's a liability to him. So, on behalf of, I'm trying not to use the wrong words, on behalf of wives who sometimes want to just be in their own space, take time to gather their own thoughts and take a break. Guy, if this is how you're reacting to an untidy home, how would you react to something even worse? I feel like this kind of man has something going on with him that is way beyond just having a dirty house for him to come out on social media and call her out. Now, this is not to say that I like a dirty house. No. But for him to actually bring their matter on social media just felt so insulting to me. When the house was clean and tidy, did you show us? You're now showing us when the house is dirty. But ladies, please, go ahead and share your thoughts. Why?
After you.
What?
Oh my, okay. I would say, in a nutshell, that what went through my mind when I saw that?
Emma's house is actually very clean, by the way. Just saying.
Thank you very much, word free. Yeah, because I mean, I have OCD when it comes to cleanliness. Like everybody, it's one of the criteria before hiring a help.
Okay.
You have to be clean. Because it's not just about cleanliness being next to godliness, but even with my husband, everybody around me has to be tidy. I'm sorry. But now that's not the crux of the matter here. The crux of the matter here is that this was a situation, he brought it out on social media.
Yeah.
I think it was very childish. He also needs to understand that I know that we still live in a climate where a lot of African men believe that how the woman is a homemaker.
Yeah, of course.
She's the one who's the housekeeper. It's her responsibility to ensure that the home is, or the house is in a clean state, is in a good state. She takes care of the domestic affairs, especially if, I mean, we have situations where men even pay women or tell their wives not to
worry about
not to
it,
work,
yeah.
not to do anything.
Yeah.
They're willing to take care of the, house
Chores,
bills.
yeah.
No, bills.
Okay, bills.
While the woman just stays at home and caters to the house. In this regard, I would have preferred if he, helped her clean up. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Especially you're even in a society where that gender equality is not an issue. Yes, we are Africans, but I would want to think that he would have just helped her tidy up the house. Regardless, we forget that women also have lives. Because you get married doesn't mean that every other part of you ends, even though a lot of men would like it to be so. Because in the conversation, she was saying that, I went to see this person.
And that's why I think she went to a supermarket or something like that.
She went to do something with a friend because a friend kind of came up in the conversation. And he was like, why would you go see a friend with a house that was looking this way? It's both responsibility as far as the home or the house is concerned, really. And I think what he did was really childish.
Yeah. The truth is,
take note that they're in the UK.
Oh, they're
in the UK.
Okay.
They're not in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning house helps and maids and the like, even if you can find them,
that's why I didn't even go into that conversation at all.
That's one. Two, I could see children's toys around, right?
So that means there are kids as well in the
Yes,
picture.
kids involved in this.
I just think at the end of the day, it just depends on the person you're with. Do you understand? It depends on, I mean, there are a lot of things when, you're thinking about who to get married to, looking for who to get married to and everything. In this situation, as you rightly pointed out earlier, Titi, the house being dirty was not the issue. The guy literally sounded very resentful and spiteful. Probably, maybe she has been doing things and it hasn't getting to him, and then he literally has just been bottling it up and everything. And this day, like, he just decided to just go off. Do you understand? Because as you said, it's not like the house was in a total.
It wasn't like that bad.
Terrible. But I mean, concerning that, I'll say, I mean, people have levels. So now it's either of two things where my mind goes to. So it's either he's not used to the house being that way. Okay. Which means she usually cleans it up and usually the house is probably tidy. Or it's something that, okay, maybe he has been tolerating for a while. So if it's something that does not normally obtain,
not a norm.
do you understand? Then approach her with compassion. Approach her with grace. Do you understand? Maybe she's going through something. As she said, she went to do other things. It's not like she wasn't going to do it. Do you understand? And if you really think about it, I mean, a lot of men, maybe he's also feeling, oh, because you think we're in the UK now, we want me to be washing plates. As an African man, cannot wash plates. Do you understand? So they're just different things. And then if it's a situation of being in a situation where probably is a norm, people need to understand that people have different upbringings, which literally affect them differently. Some people are not wired to keep their houses as clean as MM's house. So some people, it's not in their blood. Seriously, even as women, do you understand? As women, it's not everyone that is as tidy. It's not everyone that is as neat. Do you understand? And so people need to understand. And I will actually say this. Like, my husband is actually way more neater than me. He actually takes attention, pays close attention to details. Do you understand? And then in a marriage, it's a partnership. Do you understand? Fine, there are roles and there are responsibilities, but at the same time, once in a while, you won't die.
So now,
if you decide to
clean up,
if you lay bed, you won't faint.
I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for him coming home in that particular way and manner and talking to her that way. But if he does talk to her in that kind of way on the regular, I can probably see
the way she's reacting.
The way she's reacting, she's used to hearing and seeing that.
I mean, there's something Winfrey said I quickly need to touch on, where she said, you know, showing compassion and grace and kindness. To be honest, I feel like it also comes from a place of a mentally stable person. Because you need to also lean in on your mental health to be able to show that level of compassion to your partner or to anybody really. And for those of you shouldn't have come up on social media.
That's one.
I feel like as a man, which you men always claim to be, take care of the situation.
And it's and whether you like it or not, it's your home.
It's your,
you are the head of
you're the head of
so however you put it out there, it's still you that
exactly.
So you cannot talk to your wife.
All right. Let's hear the thoughts of the people. We should hear your thoughts as well at home. Let's know what you think. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria_ontvc and tag us WakeUpNigeriaTVC on Instagram and let us know what you think. And to all of you saying, and that's how Gen Z women were raised, please stop making comments like that. That was what was happening in the comment section. That was what I was seeing there. I'm warning all of them now. Please stop it. Don't say that. There are obviously more issues involved. All right, let's take a quick break, everyone. We'll be back after this.
Thank you so much for staying with us on this amazing edition of Wake Up Nigeria. It's the Wonder Woman Wednesday. And of course, you know, Wednesdays we like to literally throw in some relationship tips here and there. And today with us, I have with me Pastor Tosin Tokwe Babalola, who is a seasoned teacher of the Word of Life. He is a certified advanced marriage counselor from the Institute of Marriage and Family Affairs, USA, and by God's help, okay? So he's been able to restore several almost broken marriages to their blissful states. And he runs a relationship and marriage summit called Love Path Summits, now a conference that holds across cities. He is here today to talk to us about unguided expectations in relationships. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing this morning, sir?
Very well, I'm great.
I like your get-up. It's very nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so, I mean, first off, before we go into the conversation for today, let's just have a little background about you.
Okay, so, well, I'm Tosin Tokwe Babalola. I've been a marriage counselor for over 2 decades, married myself for 17 years.
You married yourself?
No, I've been married myself, I mean to say, for 17 years, 3 kids. And by God's grace, I've been able to step in, weigh in into almost failing marriages, restoring them to their blissful state. I've also been able to help people planning to step into it, because that's one of the institutions in Nigeria we don't prepare for at all.
At all.
You get certified before you even start the journey.
Very true. Very true.
So basically that's me.
True. Okay, amazing. It's lovely to have you here. And also, I'd like to talk about, was there an experience that made you decide to go into the route of marriage counseling, personal or people around?
So basically, I've been talking about relationships from way back, tender age. I had the privilege of being the campus fellowship president of the fellowship I attended while I was in school. So I was compelled by the reason of my office to start talking about relationships. But becoming more pronounced with my views is a product of the fact that myself, my wife and myself, we had a very turbulent first 10 years.
Oh, first 10 years.
Yes, very
10.
turbulent. Yes, 10 straight.
We hear 2, we hear 5, 10 now.
Well, 10 because I think basically because we've been prepared for what we're doing now.
Okay.
We fought about everything and anything.
Oh, wow.
And of course, I've come to terms with the fact that without sounding puffed up, when two people that deem themselves as intelligent are in a marital relationship, it's tougher. So if you're looking for quality, you're likely going to have conflicts.
Okay, I like that angle.
Yeah,
okay.
If you're looking for quality, if you want a solid relationship, because coming to compromises will be more demanding when an intelligent person, please pardon my choice of words, and a relatively foolish person comes together.
Are we going to pardon that?
Okay, let's say less intelligent person.
Yes.
All right, so some people are just straightforward. Tell them what to do.
And they don't question it. Okay.
It's not the same when two intelligent people feel that, okay, I know what I'm doing, and they can give you 10 excuses for every action. So it becomes more turbulent, and I think that's one of the things we had to face. And of course, what we discussed now, I had my expectations, very high hopes and all, and then my wife, too, on her own side, had her expectations. We met in church. And so it was like, this is going to be a perfect union of two Christians that understands God and understands marriage.
Hallelujah.
We're kidding.
Okay.
Really. So
amazing. And that's another mistake a lot of people make. You think, okay, because you met someone in church, got married, it's going to be easy.
It's not.
Amazing.
As a matter of fact, to be honest, it can be more challenging. Because the church or the religious bodies are very silent when it comes to being very precise about the things
just say you wife submit.
Yes, submit. And submission is not saying yes to everything in actual sense.
Yes, amazing. Okay, great. So now, I think before I ask you about the topic itself, I want to ask, during those 10 years, what was it that kept you grounded and kept you in it? Because, I mean, it's 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe you have heard maybe 2 years are tough, 3 years tough, 5 years. But maybe when it passes 5 years, why didn't you think, okay, you know what, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I should leave. What was it that kept you there?
Okay, so number one, we didn't have any case of abuse.
Okay.
Regardless of what was happening. I mean, that part was well dealt with.
So did you say physical abuse, emotional abuse?
All of that.
All of it.
We're just having challenges coming up with structures that can be sustained. That was just the challenge. So the subject of abuse was not there. And then we were fortunate enough to take our time to discuss the marriage before we started it. And we both agreed that regardless of what happens, we are staying in this.
Oh, amazing.
We're going to make it work.
Okay.
So we did not anticipate what came, but we had an idea that something will come up.
Something will come, okay.
So we prepared our minds for that.
Okay.
Of course, let me not sound very solid. What I mean by that is that I had my moment where I wanted to walk out of that marriage. In fact, there was a season, I think we're about 6, 7 years at that time. For one straight week, I was sleeping in my office. I wasn't going home. I really considered it. But our agreement, and then some of the things we had done together made it very difficult for me to just walk away. We had built a life together that if we are going to separate, it will take us as much the number of years we have used to build it to scatter it.
To scatter it, wow.
We are too knitted.
Wow.
So it became a problem.
We'll still talk about that knit. But anyways, let's talk about today's conversation. We're talking about unguided expectation. So now, first of all, let's do a definition.
Okay, so what we mean by unguided expectation is that we believe, or I believe personally from my research and of course from personal experience, that when we are going into this thing called marriage, we have our agendas in our mind. We have our, in fact, some of us have been dreaming about our marriages since secondary school. You know, I'm going to marry, then, you know, I'm going to have a fleet of cars. My wife is not going to do this. My wife is not going, I'm going to give her. And then sometimes out of zeal, we create that impression in the heart of the one we want to marry because we are not even in it. We've not been in it before. So we're just projecting by, you know, our personal anticipations. And a lot of the times life will happen. Those expectations will not play out, you know. And then sometimes also, in this generation, you discover that people marry people they don't know what they are doing. They don't even have a good knowledge of what they are doing. He drives a car. Maybe it's borrowed. Sometimes they don't know. Maybe it is an inheritance. They don't know. This guy must be solid. And I'm not kidding. In fact, I had a case of a woman that, or a lady that wasn't knowledgeable about the surname she's going to take up. Is that bad?
Okay.
She knows the first name of the guy and knows the nickname of the guy.
She did not know the
She does not even know the surname.
Wow.
That's to tell you how watery conversations are. We just believe things. He has a good apartment. The apartment might be such that the uncle traveled out. He moved into it.
Yeah.
We don't discuss these details. So we just create expectations in our minds. Sometimes it is even such that you have some details, but you are not factoring in some of the things that will happen in the course of the marriage. For instance, a guy can afford to pay your bills, you know, your hair, your
so you're just, especially now, because even on social media, we have a lot of money talks in relationships and all that. And you don't even know how the money is being made. You just know that there's money coming in and all of that.
So
yes.
Okay, even sometimes you know how the money is made, you know what is coming in, but you did not factor in the fact that, okay, so when we have kids, this money will not be as available as it has always been to me.
To me, true.
You know, because if my guy is earning 300,000, for instance, the two of us, he can afford to do whatever he likes. Now we don't have a kid. Okay, so he's still on 300,000 3 years after. We have to pay for crèche fees, pay for this. When he was single and he was earning 300,000, he was in a two-room apartment.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, now he's moving into a 3-bedroom flat in Lekki, probably. So all of these will have impact on this same amount.
Okay, so quickly, just summary, like, okay, what would you say will be the key or the key to addressing this unguided expectations?
Discussions, communication.
Communication. Okay.
You must be able to communicate what is on ground and what is likely going to be on ground eventually.
Okay.
We must be able to pry into the future. Make analysis. In fact, that's what relationships should be all about. Unfortunately, the narratives have changed. It's about hanging out, doing all of that. But we should be laying solid foundations for the marriage that is coming, discussing the present, how we are moving from the present into the reality of the future. Those things are very important, you know.
All right, amazing. I mean, I feel this conversation is kind of unexhaustive or inexhaustive. But then again, next week you'll be back here again, so we'll continue this conversation. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Very, very nice to have you here. Right now, we actually have to go on a break. But do stay with us because we'll be right back.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us. You're still on to the Wake Up Nigeria show. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. Have I missed this kitchen? Yes, with me in the kitchen this morning is G-Boy. Hello. He's making his debut on the show. And as always, you know, chefs who make up their debuts on the show are always very generous. And this morning he's making village rice. But this kind of village rice actually comes with a twist because I see sweet corn, I see spring onions, I see chicken, village rice. Let's talk about the ingredients.
I have my curry, my thyme, my spring onions, and I have my onions, I have my tomato, I have my sweet corn, and I have my cabbage. So I have my pomo, and I have my nice tomato, sweet corn, and I have
palm oil.
Palm oil.
Okay.
So these are what I'm going to use.
Yeah, so these are the ingredients you'll be using for the village rice.
Yes.
I see that you've been very generous with the pepper and tomatoes, especially at a time where tomatoes and pepper is very expensive. It's like the new gold, guys. I mean, it's ridiculous. But well, we're not here to talk about the price of tomatoes and pepper. We're actually here to teach you how to make village jollof rice. If you're just joining us, with me in the kitchen is G-Boy. So how do we begin the process for this recipe?
Yeah.
How do we begin? Talk to us about step-by-step process.
Well, I'm going to start with my oil. With my oil, I'm going to smile my onions. After my onions, I'm going to put my tomato. After putting my tomato...
You mean the tomato, the blended tomato?
Blended
puree?
tomato.
Okay.
And the pasty tomato. I'm going to mix it together.
Okay.
After mixing it together, I'm going to put my vegetable.
Okay.
And I'm going to put my pomo.
Okay.
I'm going to fry my fish. I'm going to mix it together. After mixing it together, I'm going to put my rice. I'm going to put my rice for some hours, for just 30 minutes to be done.
Okay.
So that's where we prepare the village rice, jollof rice.
Okay, so it's actually like making jollof rice. It's just that the ingredients are a little different. And for your jollof, remember, we use your vegetable oil. But for this, we're actually making use of our palm oil, which actually makes it gives it that local feel, right? Basically. And then, of course, we are using pala fish.
Yes.
So are we breaking the pala fish, or we're just putting it wholesome?
Oh, we are breaking it.
We're going to break it. Okay, so let's...
We're going to cut the pomo also.
Oh, we're going to chop the pomo as well. And then we are going to chop our onions, right? And I'm guessing that the sweet corn and the spring onions basically for garnish, just to give it that extra color. Aha. I am feeling this recipe already. To be honest, I am tired of eating rice. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where rice is literally going to grow on my scalp because I'm tired of eating rice. But hey, I mean, rice also has its benefits. And we are just about to begin cooking. If you're just joining us, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, we are making village jollof rice. With me in the kitchen is G-Boy. And if you missed out on the ingredients, they're right there on your screen. Of course, we have our rice, palm oil, our tomato puree, which has been blended already, curry thyme, bomo, panla, our seasoning, bay leaf, and we have more tomatoes, pepper, onions, spring onions, and sweet corn. So let's begin cooking. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on for you. Just make sure this comes on, and then we are going to wash up our rice?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to wash everything.
Okay, so we're going to wash our rice and ensure that all of the starchy, all of the starch comes out of it. Wash it properly. Are you going to parboil the rice?
Yes.
You're going to parboil it as well? Okay. So more of that starch comes off the rice as well. And then we are going to chop off our akpomo. So let's begin chopping our akpomo. What do you need?
I need knife.
Oh, you need a knife? Okay, don't worry, I'm your sous chef. Whatever it is that you need, just let me know, and I will get it. I'll make it available for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and then for our onions, how do you like your onions, guys? Do you like it properly chopped, or you like it cut in, like you like them cut in rings?
I like cutting in grain.
In rings? Yeah, I love them in rings too. Like, I feel like you could also, like, I love the way to see when I see onions in my food. Generous amount of onions, by the way, because it also has its benefits and also gives your food that flavor. Yes, it does, guys. Don't sleep on your onions. I know it can be very expensive sometimes. I don't know if it's expensive right now. If it's in the same category with pepper and onion and tomatoes, but well,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit, not too expensive. Okay, so while we prep things right here in the kitchen, let's move over to the couch for another conversation, but this time on nutrition.
The nutrition conversations are extremely important these days, especially since people are trying to, cut their coat according to their fabric, as opposed to their size these days. Well, nutrition for us is different based on exactly what the individual is going through. And today we're talking to those who might have issues with immunosuppression. What is this? That's what we're trying to find out today. Mr. Ayegusi Temitokpe is here. He is a registered nutritionist and dietitian, a member of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, and member of the American Society of Nutrition, and advisor of the Tunakins Nutrition Care Limited. Now, the significant role of nutrition when it comes to being immunosuppressed, that's what we're talking about today. Welcome to the show.
It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, so now we have to break down what it means to be immunosuppressed.
Okay, so when you talk about immunosuppressed, it's just a very simple term.
Okay.
It means weakened immune system.
Okay.
And it can be of two ways.
The immune system could be weakened for two reasons.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be immunosuppression or immunocompromise, depending on the certain disease or condition that plays. So when one is immunocompromised is when one have infections like HIV or AIDS or tuberculosis and the rest of them, whereby the immune system is being compromised with that particular bacterial or organs or virus.
Okay, so you said compromise.
Yes.
We understand the breakdown of what HIV is because there was extensive media on that. But tuberculosis, and you said others. Any others?
Yes, we have type 1 diabetes.
Type 1 diabetes. Okay.
Systemic lupus erythematosus.
Lupus.
Yes,
okay.
Lupus.
All right. Any other conditions, more common conditions?
Yes, arthritis.
Arthritis.
Yes.
Now, arthritis is a lot more common for some people.
Yes, elderly people. So what happened is the arthritis, when you talk about immunocompromise or suppression that affects arthritis, this is a system whereby the immune system fights against its healthy tissues.
Okay.
Its own tissue is an autoimmune disease.
Okay.
So that is immunosuppression.
Okay. So let's go to the other one now.
Yes.
It's not compromised, but suppressed. Suppressed by what exactly?
So, it can be suppressed by either a management or a treatment that is being given. For instance, like a cancer patient, when you are giving them anti-cancer drugs, many of those drugs, they are immunosuppressants.
Okay.
So they affect the immune system. They inhibit their activity. So that is immunosuppression.
Okay.
Yeah.
So off the top of my head, I'm thinking about people that are living on things like dialysis.
Okay.
Is that also
when one is having that kind of a problem, so all the body systems are no longer functioning well.
Okay.
And the body is made up of billions of cells and tissues.
Okay.
And so all these tissues, they are already affected by a kind of disease and the rest of them. So there is possibility that their immune system to definitely be altered. Yes.
Okay. So now, from the nutrition standpoint, people that are living with this condition, they're still living. They're still eating every day. They still go to the market. They still cook for their families. What are the things that people like this should be avoiding at this time?
Okay. So, like at this time, what they should avoid, they have to avoid junk foods.
Okay.
Like all these carbonated drinks, all these too much fatty foods, all these high dense, we call them junks because they do not contain the significant nutrient that the body needs.
Okay.
It just contain what we consider junk, that even create more hazard to their health.
Some people don't see certain foods as junk. They see it as something that they have access to. For instance, people that are in traffic every day and they see sausage roll to buy, to them, that's their breakfast. Is that also classified as junk, for instance?
It depends on how you consume them.
Okay.
Every food is good, and some food, and same thing you can say every food is poisonous, depending on how you take them. So if you live solemnly on all those kind of food, because those food, they don't contain vitamins like that, they don't contain minerals, and they don't contain rich carbohydrates. Those food, they are made from refined carbohydrates.
Okay.
So, and any food made from that kind of ingredients, they tend to have little or very minute nutritional content. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So now there are people that, get snacks for lunch during their lunch break. I'm talking about donuts, meat pies, sausage rolls, and things like that. That's what they have access to. Does this class is still?
Yes, that is why we keep sensitizing the public that all these foods, they are not actually good for the body. Yes, because they can't provide the requirement the body needs. The body needs a certain calorie from carbohydrate, from protein, from fat, and the rest of them. Okay. So all these they can just give empty calories. That is why sometimes when you see people that take those kind of food, in a couple of 2 or 3, or in a couple of minutes, they're already feeling hungry. Why? Because those food just give them what we call empty calorie. Okay. They will sustain you for a little time, and before you know, you start feeling hungry again. So that is why, but when you eat good food that contained in the right nutrient, in the right proportion, it can sustain you.
Okay, so we've talked about what people need to avoid.
Yes.
Those who are living under this situation where they're immunosuppressed, they might not even be aware of it.
Yes.
So if they're not even sure if it's something that's happening to you, what sort of food should they be targeting to purchase in the market?
Okay. So if people with those issues, what they should do is the first thing they should consider is adequate nutrition, and adequate diet. So how can they achieve this? They can achieve this by considering their normal, their present status, because what works for me as a normal human being without disease is different from what works for people with disease.
Okay.
So as a result of that, they have to increase some vitamins in their food, like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E-rich food, because these food, they are antioxidants in nature. And when one is immunosuppressed, there is possibility that the body, some of this immunosuppression is caused as a result of oxidation.
Okay.
And so when you give them this antioxidant, it can actually help to fight those oxidation and help in their recovery processes. And
so vitamin A?
Yes, vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E.
And vitamin E. Foods rich in all those nutrients.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And another thing is this immune system, they are made up of cells and tissues. And these cells, their building blocks is proteins.
Okay.
So they can increase their protein intake. With that, those cells can regenerate and can repair faster, and it's going to help in their recovery process.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to us, Mr. Igusi. We are hoping to get your thoughts on this. Issues with immunosuppression might not seem so big right now, but if you don't take the steps to in the right direction with your health and your nutrition, it could become a problem. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria_ontvc and tag us WakeUpNigeriaTVCE on Instagram and let us know your thoughts. All right, then we have a break coming your way. Stay with us.
Welcome back to another second half of the Wake Up Nigeria show. It's our sensational Wonder Women Wednesday edition of the show, guys. So yes, welcome.
Yes, of course, stay revved up because, I mean, the momentum from the first hour is definitely not dropping. It's only going up, all right? So make sure that you keep it locked right here with us. And now, let's literally just make the second hour electrifying.
Yeah, of course, Wednesdays are all about seizing opportunities. So go out there and just grab somebody's opportunity.
Please don't grab anybody's opportunity big. Grab the one that God created for you.
Just kidding. Yeah, so it's another day to chase your dreams with relentless determinations, guys. Let's harness that midweek magic and, of course, make it happen.
Yes, of course, because in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Now, let's embrace the challenges of the week and turn them into stepping stones.
Yeah, and of course, talking about stepping stones, well, we're not cooking stones in the kitchen, but hey, we've got TT, the dynamite. Okay, but hey, we'll head over to the kitchen later on to sort of catch up on what G-Boy has been up to. But I am Emil Koche.
And I am Winfrey Agbeleche. Now, remember to keep the conversation going on social media. Please help me with the handle.
Yes, at TVC Entertainment _, guys. Remember, we are on all social platforms, on X, Facebook, X again, yes. I don't know if we are still on Threads. Whatever happens to Threads still?
It's still there. They're still deciding whether they want to put it inside Instagram or outside Instagram.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we're still going to, at the end of the day, we'll make a cloth with those threads. But anyways, remember to engage with us. It's important, guys.
Yes, of course.
Of course, those midweek triumphs and aspirations. Do not forget to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, of course. And remember the app as well. It's very important you have it so that you don't miss any second of this amazing station with you all through your day. It's on the iOS and, of course, the Play Store.
And for a musical performance, Brezzy is a musician, actor, film producer. He'll be joining us to serenade us into the week later on.
And finally, joining us on the couch, we'll be having Adam Songbird, who is a Nigerian film score composer, singer, songwriter, and sound designer, who has worked on award-winning movies like King of Thieves, Battle on Booker Street, Ada Omodadi, The Prophetess, and so much more. He'll be here to tell us exactly how to keep our ear out for those amazing soundtracks. Yeah.
You're back in the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen with Chef G-Boy. Oh, this one that you're even arranging your gloves now, yeah.
It's amazing. I want to spice it. I want to marinate my chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marinating this chicken is some serious business because we've already parboiled it. You added thyme and some other spices there, right?
Yeah.
What's this? What's
This
this?
is molasses sauce for the chicken. Everything is there. The maggi, the spices.
Yeah.
I've already mixed already.
Okay.
Just for the time.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that you're marinating chicken after boiling it. You know, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you're doing it after boiling?
Yeah, it's for a reason, for a purpose, because of the time chicken to well prepared done.
All right.
So.
It's very similar to how they barbecue chicken.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
All right. So I know that we have the air fryer with us as well, so that will make it really nice and fast. So I know that after you're done marinating, we're going to put it in the air fryer, put it on, and then our chicken, yes, we're almost there.
The barbecue is different. It's going to have red oil.
So the air fryer is waiting.
Yeah.
The air fryer is waiting for that chicken. As soon as you... wait. Calm down. What's this?
Red oil.
Red oil.
Yeah.
On top of the... Okay, let's go.
It's giving different tastes.
You know what? We have the oven as well. I think this one will be better in the oven.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can use the oven. I'm loving the way this chicken is looking already. So palm oil on top of marinated chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
There is fish here as well. There's sweet corn. There is... what was that? Spring onions.
Yeah,
the rice has been parboiling.
Yeah.
Are you done with that now?
It's almost done.
Almost. All right. So I know you've removed the bones from the fish. You've cleaned the pomo ready.
Yes.
You have a lot of spices here, however. I'm a bit concerned about that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these cubes. A lot of cubes here.
Yeah.
I hope we're not using all of them, Sha.
No.
Just check it.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
All right. So we've marinated the chicken. Is there anything else we need to do before adding it to the rice? Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Everything else has been prepped. So now it's up to you at home if you want to try this out to get all your ingredients ready. So arrange your panla, arrange your pomo, arrange your chicken, arrange your spices. Yeah. Once the rice is parboiled and ready, then we mix everything together. Yeah? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Chef G-Boy.
Yeah, amazing.
Let's go.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to taste this food.
Wow.
Chef G-Boy, let's go. Wow. Let's go for a break, people.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. Joining us right here on the couch is Adam Songbird. He's a Nigerian film score composer, singer, songwriter, and sound designer. He's worked on several award-winning movies like King of Thieves, Battle on Booker Street, Ada Omodadi, The Prophetess, and so much more. In 2023, which was last year, Adam Songbird was nominated for the African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, the EMVCA, for King of Thieves and Battle on Booker Street in the Best Soundtrack category. Hey, we have an EMVCA winner with us.
Nominee, actually.
Nominee. Oh, yes. Well, you're a winner. The minute, I
guess so.
The EMVCA is like the Oscars here in Nigeria. So if an award, winning body can acknowledge your work, it shows that you're doing something right. So talk to us about your journey. I mean, you've been doing this for over more than a decade, right? And you've done songwriting, singing, film composing. Talk to us about which of these started. Which of these you start off with? Was it singing, songwriting, or being a
definitely was singing. Way back in secondary school, actually. And then I think I was inspired by Big Bro in Infinity. If you remember Infinity, Olorioko.
Oh, Olorioko, yeah.
I was inspired by like a big brother to me. His name is Kenny Corey. You know, to like take songwriting like more seriously.
Okay, I am a fan of Kenny Corey.
Yeah, because I really liked the way he expresses himself in his songs, and I felt like I want to be like that.
Okay.
You know, so he inspired me to like take more songwriting serious, and of course then I started working with Mike Abdul also.
Okay.
You know, who also put me through some tips, you know, in songwriting and helped me hone my skills. So first it was singing, then songwriting, then of course developing skills in sound engineering and all that. So it's just been a long journey.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
And I know that you have 2 albums even
Yes.
before you decided to go into film.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that defining moment for you.
For me.
Yes.
Okay. When I started with music and started dropping songs, it was almost like doing film soundtracks came along with it. Because not so long from then was when someone, like a film producer, discovered me and was like, can you do a song for my film? And then I did. And
Do you remember the name of the film?
Yeah, Etiketa by Said Balogun.
Okay, Etiketa. I think that was quite popular.
Yeah, it was popular.
Yeah, I remember.
It was popular. And then, you know, the sound became something everybody was talking about. And, you know, from there, other producers reached out. You know, I just started doing it, you know, on a low. And I actually found out that I liked it because I could sing about other stuff.
Okay.
You know, primarily I'm a gospel artist. So, you know, doing film songs, you know, made me tell stories or made me express other stuff apart from, you know, doing gospel music. So the journey just leapt. I don't know. I don't know the word. It took a leap from there, and then fast forward till I think 2001 or 2002, we did Prophetess.
Okay.
And that for me was like a shift. It was like a major shift
in your career.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Now talk to us about what it takes to put together a song for a movie.
Okay.
So, for example, a movie like Prophetess or Battle on Booker Street.
Yeah.
Battle on Booker Street, watching it, you could tell that when it comes, the technicalities, you know, for the production was pretty intense.
Yeah.
You can tell that a lot of work went into it.
Yeah.
And, you know, so what does it take to put together a soundtrack for a movie like that?
Okay. First of all, it works differently.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be that we've had the script for the film pre-production, and I have, you know, like an in-depth knowledge of what the film is all about. Now, I also try not to be too much of a storyteller, talky in the songs, but mostly what I try to do is express the feeling of certain scenes where I know that these songs will be used. And, you know, of course, I also work with a very good producer and a film composer. His name is Tolu Obanro.
Okay.
Who also helps in, you know, bringing the mood, you know, to life. You know, so basically, it works in different ways. It could be that you have the script first. It could be that you just, someone just summarizes, you know, like a synopsis, what the entire film is about. It could also be that I watched like a preview copy of the film. You know, it could be anything. And sometimes none of this, they just tell you the title of the film.
And you just go.
You know, so like I always say that songwriting for me is not just writing a song, it's writing an idea. You know, so when you are able to have like maybe the idea you have is my shoe, for example, and you just think about the endless possible things that you can talk about a shoe, and then you just put it in a song, and then at the end of the day you put it in that scene, it sits perfectly. You know, so it's all about about creatively bringing in the emotion that you feel for that scene or for that title or for that story, you know, into play.
Talking about Ageshikole, King of Kings, you laughed because there's a lot of intricacies with the production, you could tell. Even from watching it, the sound, the attention to detail with the sound, the drum sets, the fire from the eyes, and all of those moments. What did it take for you? What was it like for you, you know, having to, you know, create the sound for the production, for the film?
Okay, one thing that I realized over time is that it takes like a whole team to actually make a star. So I wouldn't take 100% credit for, you know, a lot of people like the attitude of the vocals and all that stuff, you know. So but, you know, behind the scene, I had to work with, you know, big minds like Nia Kimolayan, my boss, and of course Tolu Obanro. And after seeing the preview of that film, you know, before it became what it is now, we had like a sit talk. Oh, I think it should be like this. Of course, individually, we've had like our own like personal ideas about when I'm doing an epic film, this is how I want it to sound. This is how I want it to sound. So me, I've always been a lover of, you know, Nigerian, African epic, and of course foreign epic films. So I've always had like this picture in my mind, heavy drums, aggressive vocals, you know, all that stuff in my mind. So when the opportunity came for me, it was like, now it's time to live the dream. So now, understanding the character of Ageshin Kole himself, he was always angry. He was always angry, like he
was a terror.
He was a terror, and you know, he was out for vengeance, for blood. So I needed to express that, not just with words, but with the vocal attitude. So it wasn't just songwriting for lyrics or for melody. It was also for delivery. Yeah, it was also for delivery. So that's why you could hear me scream a belt at the top of my voice, "Hey, Morel!"
Yeah. And
then it felt like my voice was gonna tear. But that's the feeling that I want the audience to feel when they watch. I'm like, oh, and then you hear the how, and then you'll be like, okay, something is about to happen.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more about a little bit of proverbs, Yoruba proverbs there, here and there, that can just tell you that this guy is angry. And then more especially the delivery, you know.
Well done, well done. I can tell that it takes a lot of work, and I'm glad that we are at a time where we have an academy that not just, you know, recognizes those in front of the screen, but also those behind the screen. You know, the entire production team, those putting together the work to ensure that this movie comes out really, really good. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. And well, on that note, we have to head over to the kitchen.
Okay.
Yes, our chef.
Smells nice here.
Smells nice, yes. So let's go. After you, please.
All right.
Nice.
Well done.
Yes, welcome to the kitchen. This is Chef G-Boy, and this morning he's made for you village jollof rice. So, because we don't have a lot of time, we have to wrap it quick. So,
have a taste.
Enjoy.
Let us know what you think.
It doesn't even look like it was palm oil you used.
So he added palm oil to the chicken.
To the chicken. To the chicken as well.
Loved it.
It's going in.
It's hot. It's hot too.
I know.
Wow.
It's going in. Okay. Okay. That's giving you some motivation for some new sound.
Rosibado.
Well done, G-Boy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Nice.
Thank you for being here, Adam. And to all our guests for being on the show today, thank you so very much. We'll see you again, same time tomorrow. Have a great day ahead.
Bye.